giving President Jonathan the soft and pleasurable task. I didn't know why. But looking at the card, I thought that Ruben Hassan was going to be post. I mean, what did you call him on it? You call him post. I said, why should I have to give this lecture? We are learning about who is in the media and whose job is poor. They're not giving the task of giving the lecture. So I smelled that. I said to myself, maybe Ruben Abba, I know Ruben as well as I know him, it could be conspiracy that I should take. However, I gathered myself together and decided that, well, maybe I take on the task. But I don't know whether, as Dele used to be in the past, there are something that he found that I had done wrong and he want to punish me. Because Dele himself knows that he was one of those who, one of the group which out of great and sad ignorance used to gather to abuse me. Of course, to my own delight and amusement for their ignorance, for which I sympathize with them. And when they saw the light, they became wiser. Well, also fine in jail. Gómìnà káàbọ̀, ìjọ mẹ́ta ló fi kú Délé lọ, ayọ̀ kan nú ẹ̀ lóde. Ìjọ méjì.
Hello.
I was talking about you when you were talking your son about I was talking about you, your group, who used to gather to abuse me. And I talk of my own delight and amusement for your ignorance. That I said, I sympathize. And when you Dele saw the light, you became wiser and you told me so. Still, as I said, looking at that invitation, it was about it. And even when you heard about yeah, not too long ago, you see that people have been the conspirator of Dele in getting me. Okay, look at the top of the lecture. I shook my head in disagreement. How do I, how do you not blocking anybody? Yes, I will celebrate together mentally and hunger is hunger. And you either have your stomach filled and you are satisfied, or you have your stomach empty and you are hungry. What you may call by TV, I know something about that. I was born and bred in the village. And Yoruba man so they which is a man who actually had body in his upbringing. And I used to say in my own case, I am actually from the because I need to wrap that is still better than the one who come out of. So my background, my upbringing was in a village where there isn't much to talk about. People were poor and the village, people were not known. That very as at that time. We were poor in the village. But because almost everybody was a farmer, and the first thing you do as a farmer is to provide for your family. You were poor, but you were. You will say today the type of food we eat, you will say it's an unbalanced diet. But balance, although balance, we had food. We feel that stomach. And our case is like the case of the Brazilian woman who was a devoted church worker. She was a poor woman. And her dress was always very well done, very well dressed, very neat. So the pastor came and mounted the pulpit. Mama, she tell me so. Pastor, and the pastor then, holy, holy, holy Lord God Almighty. And Mama Saro got up and say, holy, holy, but he clean. That he thought that the pastor was referring to her dress, which had many holes in it. And then he got up and said, Pastor, holy, holy, but he clean. So we were poor. Believe. But the one. So the holy, holy, but he clean. We were poor. Now, I believe that Poverty, those who plan the program had in mind is abject poverty. And that is poverty in the worst form, or to the maximum extent. It is global and extremely very, very hard. Let me, you will forgive me, this is the first time I'm trying to and then if you know that I am doing this one before, now how to do it. So, but when we talk of what I want to separate hunger of poverty. When we talk of poverty, it's relative. I said, one, poor in my village, a man with, as a poor man compared with a man with a car. A man, a joke, is a poor man compared with a man with Mercedes. A man with a bungalow may be a poor man compared with a man with a stove. So, I would rather talk of abject poverty. And when I refer to our poverty, it was not abject poverty. It was poverty in terms of money we have in our pocket, that we are welfare. Even though our food could be by the morning, by the afternoon, and maybe if we are lucky, pounded yam in the evening. It's all carbohydrate that our stomach. I believe that the poverty that we are talking about, the poverty, we are supposed to see people who could not even be sure what they will have for the morning of the next day. So, I want us to differentiate abject poverty, which goes along with hunger, from relative poverty, which, as I said, you can say you are poor when you have one bicycle. So now that we are in the same wavelength, we can agree that ending abject poverty will end hunger. And ending hunger will have implication for ending abject poverty. Ending abject poverty also end, and ending hunger will have implication for ending abject poverty. If you really want to find solution to a problem, you must thoroughly understand the problem and all the factors that are behind on it and implications for the problem. But we are talking of hunger and poverty. Clearly, fundamental cause of poverty and hunger. Poverty and chronic hunger, as we lay both of them out, interchangeable for the ocean. We must agree that they emanate from the same element. And that element is distribution of resources. That element is distribution of resources. God gave us resources for the world, for a continent, for a nation. How those resources are exploited, and distributed determines hunger and poverty. Now, if we move on from there, I would say no human beings are born without certain innate ability, which must be developed for personal, family, community, and national enhancement and contribution. It is when the innate ability that God has given to you, that we have it, and we are not equally talented, we are not equally endowed, but there's nobody without one form of ability for the other. The opportunity to develop those abilities also determine whether you are poor or you are not poor. Now, therefore, I go to the beginning of the day of life, which becomes rich or poor, or stomach, it becomes filled or empty. And what is it? The beginning is first security of life. That you are able to live security and protection of life. Before you talk of food or poverty, you have to be able to live. That is the first thing. Then, of course, part of being able to live is to have food security. Food, and I would add food security and nutrition security. Very after what I needed to live. Yes, what I said earlier, education is the basic instrument and the basis for individual cognitive development, skill acquisition, empowerment, employment, and wealth creation and generation. Education is fundamental. Now, it is the first and most potent instrument that will punish poverty. Yet, as it is for an individual, it is also for a family, a community, and a nation. If you do not have the knowledge, the empowerment in terms of education, you are handicapped. As an individual, as a family, as a community, as a nation, and even as a continent. Where there is no education, invariably there will be poverty. And where there is poverty, there will be hunger. But yet poverty indeed. Both are purely good level poverty. With education must be character, morality, and great attributes inculcated into everyone in the community, the society, and the nation. In such a group of people, or among such people, everyone is everyone else's brother, friend, sister, keeper, in an inclusive society where there is caring and sharing. And that is the African culture, African society. Then what has happened? I come to that. The people must hold themselves in the African culture of I am because we are. You don't stand alone. You are not I, it's we. Because it is we. Good. That's the word, the best word.